Hello everybody, welcome back. It's your boy TapMana, and today we have another ASMR deck build. Now, this deck build is called Serra's Beach Party, because our partners are Radiant Serra Archangel, partnered with Brinilin, the Moon Kraken. Let's get right into it. I hope everyone's having a great week so far. And we have new sky blue matte dragon shield sleeves. Since we're doing white blue, we're gonna go ahead and we have to get white blue sleeves. Oh, where's my handy dandy knife? You see everyone, I'm unprepared for this one. All right, I'm back with a pair of scissors. We're gonna go ahead and slice that box open. And for those of you who are waiting for your giveaway, I do apologize. It's been the holidays, it's been crazy, but they should be shipped out as of this video. So thank you so much for your patience on it. But yeah, I put this deck together throughout the week, and I was going to do red-green, but I figure I'm going to do that for the end of the year as like a little theme. I really just want to go through all the color schemes, and the sky blue matte dragon shield sleeves best fit the white and blue theme I was going to go with. There were so many different white and blue cards that I was going through to be commander for this, and if I see them next to me, I'll go ahead and point them out if I remember off the top. But I ended up going with Radiant Serra Archangel, just because it's Serra's Beach Party. It just made sense when I was looking at all the different angel cards I have. So let's look at these sleeves and we'll get into the theme of the deck. Oh, very nice. Beautiful sky blue, everyone. Beautiful sky blue. We have our box. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our commanders sleeved. We have our nice clear matte sleeve to go for Radiant Serra Archangel, and a nice black sleeve, black matte sleeve for Brinilin. Now, the theme of this deck, the idea of this deck is ultimately to gain life and draw cards. There's a couple of things that occur here, such as a preventative action or some type of utility that's going to allow you to take advantage of enter the battlefield effects. All right. But yes, Serra's Beach Party. Serra encounters Brinilin during Serra's celebration, and they decided to team up. Pretty cool story. Nothing fancy with this deck. It really is, as it sounds, you're going to gain life, and we're going to draw cards. Now I haven't added as much counter action in blue in any of the blue decks, so I decided to make this be as preventative as possible. So we have prevent action and utility. We have our Angelic Army. We have our mana ramp here. Oops. Gotta get rid of that piece of plastic from the dragon shield sleeve. Removal and draw card effect, or some type of effect that's going to let you actually this should be in utility, but there we go. Your maximum hand size is increased by 1, for example. And then our multicolored cards, which are kind of randomized in terms of what they do. I mean, you gain X life, draw X cards, gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, and discard 2 cards, flashback. So you get the idea here. But yeah, without further ado, I mean, while you're gaining life and drawing cards, you're going to be amassing what I like to call the Angelic Army here. So with all the preventative action that you have through the utility and the removal as well as counter ability, you'll definitely have the space to be able to get your creatures out. So without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead and start with the multicolor cards, since there's so few in them in here. It really is just mostly just blue and white, and I do intend to create these decks with the room and space for improvement, or you can just discard it for your own collection. For those who don't know, I like to give away everything I like to build. For those of you who don't know, I definitely like to do giveaways, so I'll be giving away this deck after it's done being sleeved and shown on the video. And to be a part of this giveaway, all you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment on the video, and then I'll be able to find that through the analytics and then choose a winner. So here we go. Sphinx Revelation is going to be our first of the 98 that we're looking outside of commanders here. It's 2 blue and 1 white and X. You gain X life and draw X cards. It's mythic from what it looks like. Modern Masters. I'm not sure what set that is, but it looks like a Masters set. The theme of the deck right there for you. I guess I should go over the commanders now. Radiant Serra Archangel, however you want to pronounce it. Radiant Serra Archangel, flying 6/4, tap another untapped creature you control with flying, and Radiant Serra Archangel gains protection from color of your choice until the end of the turn. Partner. So this being a 6/4 already makes it quite powerful as a flyer and commander. Tagged with Brinilin, Brinilin says, whenever Brinilin, the Moon Kraken, enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 6 or greater, you may return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So now Brinilin does not have flying, but Brinilin is a 6/8, so you do have 2 commanders that are leveling at 6 power out on the battlefield. If you have them both out, they're both very high casting cost though. Radiant Serra Archangel is 6 colorless and 1 white, and Brinilin is 2 blue and 6 colorless. Now, you'll be surprised to the lack of mana ramp in this deck, but I can assure you the preventative action and the counter ability will give you enough space to be able to build up a nice team. So, moving forward here, you might see a few extra cuts in this video, and that's strictly because it's a busy time in my apartment area, so I have to time out some of these parts here. I appreciate you all. I usually try to do these videos in the middle of the night. Faithful Mending. You gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and it has flashback. Now, with all the gain life that you'll be getting, for any damage you do take, you'll really just be leveling out at the end of the day. Then we have Monk class. This one's cool. The second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. Then at level 2, when this class becomes level 2, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And then at level 3, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library for as long as it remains exiled. You may cast this card from exile as long as you've cast another spell this turn. Now, for only a 2-drop, 1 white, 1 blue, very, very nice card in my opinion. Deserves to be a rare. Now in this deck, there are 66 spells, 24 being blue, 26 being white, and then the rest being multicolored cards or artifacts. So instead of splitting this up by color and type like I normally have, I wanted to break it down at the request of a Patreon member who made a very, very good point of showing a little bit more of the synergies between the decks, so, or between the deck itself. So because we're going to be drawing cards, we're going to go over utility, and the point of the utility is to either be preventative action or something to assist you in foreseeing what to do next. So telepathy is one of them. It is a 1-drop uncommon enchantment your opponents play with their hands revealed. Secrets? What secrets? They won't like that very much. So I recommend playing this card, even though it's a 1-drop. You can play it in the first turn. People will get a surprise. I always recommend leaving that 1 blue untapped with this deck, and you'll see why later, since we have preventative action here. Blessed Sanctuary. This is an enchantment. 2 white, 3 colorless. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and creatures you control. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white unicorn creature token. Now, I couldn't find that specific token that sets from Jumpstart, and I just don't have enough of those cards, so I just got a copy token here that you'll have to use some type of counter with. I'll do better. I'll find those tokens. Redane. Now, this is a double-sided card. There's benefits to both sides, so we'll go over it. A lot of text. Redane, God of the Worthy, is a 2/3 flying vigilance, and snow lands your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. Not the most important part. The part I like is non-creature spells your opponents cast with converted mana cost 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. Now on the other side, we have Valkyrie, Protector's Shield, a legendary artifact. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 1 of that damage. Whenever you or another permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or an ability that opponent controls, counter that ability or spell unless its controller pays 1. Personally, I would play this side. But this other side is just as good. They're both great. A foil called I'm Rare. So now, even though this is not an angel, there's going to be creatures that aren't angels in here. It's part of the army, okay? And it even looks angelic. Moving on. More preventative action. Baird, Steward of Archive. This is a 2 white, 2 colorless card. Legendary Human Soldier. Vigilance. 2/4. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each one of those creatures. Excellent card. This card's been getting some talk, I heard. A buddy of mine told me this card's pretty popular. Hullbreaker Horror. It is a 7/8 flash. This spell can't be countered. It's for 2 islands and 5 colorless. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Mean. Heavy casting cost creature. Pardon. Now, you're going to find that casting a converted mana cost of 6 or greater with Brinilin out will do justice here. Okay, you're literally returning non-land permanents to owner's hands, which can be a game changer in Commander. More utility. This is it's Power is equal to the devotion to blue. Creatures and enchantments you control have spells your opponents cast to target this permanent cost 1 more to cast. Oh, looks like they're doing yard work out there. I'm so sorry, all, if y'all can hear that. I'll try to time these videos out for the middle of the night again. Right now it's about 7 a.m. where I am, and I was hoping it wouldn't be too loud outside. And our next card is Casmina, Enigmatic Mentor. It is a legendary planeswalker. Spells your opponents cast at target a creature or planeswalker you control cost 2 more to cast, and then you can -2 to create a 2/2 blue wizard creature token. Draw a card, then discard a card. Blah. Draw a card, then discard a card. And it has 5 loyalty counters. More utility. Mishra's Bauble. It's a 0-drop artifact from Iconic Masters, I believe. You can tap it and sacrifice it to look at the top card of a target player's library, then draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Solid card. I believe this is like an $8-9 card itself, just the uncommon. Right. Adding more utility and more value, we have Ephemerate. You can exile a target creature you don't control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, and then it has Rebound. For those of you who don't know, Rebound is if you cast a spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. I went ahead and pause the video real quick so I can try to adjust the lighting, make the lighting a little bit better in here. Hopefully it looks better now. And can't do anything about the sound, unfortunately, but hopefully my voice is cutting through and the mic filter is actually working. Moving on with utility, we have Azorius Ploy. Prevent all combat damage target creature would deal this turn, and prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. It's an instant. 2 white to 1 blue and 1 colorless. So this is all about preventative action and doing things that you can essentially take advantage of into the battlefield items within the deck. Then we have Kami of False Hopes. This is a 1/1 spirit. You can sacrifice it to prevent all combat damage that would be dealt. So it's kind of like Fog. Sacrificial Fog. Now we have our Deputy of Equittals. What did I say? Equittals. Speaking silly. Deputy of Equittals. 2/2 flash. It's a human wizard for 2-drop, 1 white, 1 blue. When it enters the battlefield, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. So it's definitely an ally that you want to save one of your creatures if they're in the heat of battle. This card is cool for Modern Horizons 1. It's Soul Herder. 1 blue, 1 white, and 1 colorless. Whenever a creature is exiled from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Soul Herder. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you're essentially at the end of your own end step, you can pump this up for 1+1/+1 counter, as long as you have another creature out that you can do it with. So pretty neat. Another fan favorite here, Karmic Guide, an Angel Spirit 2/2 for 3 colorless and 2 white. It's a flying protection from black, and it has Echo for the same cost. And when it enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Ooh, feeling something itchy in my throat there. All right, then we have Archon of Coronation, foil mythic from Commander Legends. It's for 2 white and 4 colorless, and it's a 5/5 flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. And there's our Monarch token. As long as you're the Monarch, damage doesn't cause you to lose life. So you definitely want to get this out. And with all that flying and defense and preventative action, you should be able to maintain the Monarch token. Now, I may pause this video until after the yard work is done in the apartments because it seems like it's getting louder and closer to me. So I do apologize for those who are noticing the interruptions here in the video. But we'll go ahead and... yeah, I think I'm going to pause this just real quick. Thanks for hanging tight, y'all. Hello, everybody. Welcome back, and I'm so sorry for the interruptions this video. Looks like we should have everything sorted out now. I do not hear them working anymore. You know, patience is a virtue. So, moving forward, I'm going to go backtrack and look at the Archon of Coronation because I think that's when it got louder. And I may have edited this video, so... Alright, when Archon of Coronation enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. As long as you're the Monarch, damage does not cause you to lose life. Now, this Archon is 2 white and 4 colorless, and it's a 5/5 flying to add to your flying army. And now we're going to move on to our... let's go straight to Mana Ramp, because Mana Ramp is a short list here. And the reason it's a short list is because with this white and blue deck, you're going to find you're going to have enough space to be able to build up with all the preventative action, gain life, and removal spells that you have in place. But I have this beautiful foil Azorius Cluestone. You can tap it for a white or a blue, and it costs 3. Or you can tap a white and a blue and tap it and sacrifice it and draw a card. Ornithopter of Paradise. I believe you all know that I love this card, and I put it in almost every deck that's multicolored, just because it's a great 2-drop 0/2 flying artifact creature, and you can tap it for 1 of any color. Excellent for early game mana ramp. Then we have our Thought Vessel. You have no maximum hand size with this 2-drop artifact, and it lets you tap it for a colorless. Now, we have a Marble Diamond. There's a lot more white devotion in this deck than there is blue. So you'll notice that we don't have a Sky Diamond. That's also mainly because I couldn't find it. I searched everywhere, but no luck. It'll pop up, I hope. And then we have Sisei's Ring. 4-drop artifact that can tap for 2 colorless. See, that was Mana Ramp. Before we get to the Angelic Army, let's go ahead and look into our draw card effect, because this is also in a way ramping up spell ramp. So with the Minimo Scrollkeeper, it's a 2/3 human wizard for 1 blue, 1 colorless. It has Defender, but it increases her maximum hand size by 1, just in case if you don't have that Thought Vessel in hand right away. Strixhaven foil, Archmage Amaretus, has Magecraft. Whenever you cast a copy instant, cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, you will draw a card. Or you may, nope, it just says you draw a card. And you'll find there are plenty of instances and sorceries in this deck. Mirror Hall Mimic. Why did I put this in here? This doesn't let me draw. Anyways, yeah, we'll just go through it. It's a 0/0 spirit. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. It has Disturb, and you can enchant a creature, and at the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted creature except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. If this were to be put into the graveyard, exile it instead. That's cool. I put that one in there, a mistake. Alright, we have the Implement of Examination. You can tap a blue and sacrifice Implement of Examination to draw a card. When Implement of Examination is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card, and it's a 3-drop artifact. Next, we have Tezzret's Gambit, Strixhaven Mystical Archive Sorcery, rare. You can tap blue or 2 life, or I'm sorry, you can tap 2 or pay 2 life and 3 colorless, and then draw 2 cards and then proliferate with this card. Then we have Mind's Desire. Not necessarily a draw card, but it ramps up because you can shuffle your library, then exile the top card of your library, and until the end of the turn you may play that card without paying its mana cost. Storm. Storm is so good. So assuming you have the ramp up and you just want to do a devastating blow on the battlefield, I would recommend playing this after you have a couple other spells out on the stack, either cast by you or someone else. More Mystical Archive. We have a blue Sun Zenith. You can tap for 3 blue and then X, and then target player draws X cards. It's an instant, and it shuffle blue Sun Zenith into its owner's library. We love to draw. In this deck, you want to draw. Draw Arcane Life. Opt. You can scry 1, draw a card with for 1 blue instant. Okay. Then we have our Descendant of Soromaro, which is a 2/3 human wizard. And with this one, you can tap 1 colorless and tap a blue, and you can look at the top card of your, or top X cards of your library, where X is the number of cards in your hand, then put them back in any order. Very powerful. And we have Soromaro First to Dream, the actual legendary Soromaro. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your hand, and then you can tap 4 to return a land you control to its owner's hand, then draw a card. Very cool. It's flying too, adding to the flying, adding to Serra's beach party. Okay, let's look at the removal. Then we can look at the army. We have a 1 blue, 1 colorless drop. Instant Disperse. Target non-land permanent. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then we have Unsummon, which is 1 drop blue. Instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. This one's from M11. Pretty cool card. Pretty cool art. That person's totally being unsummoned. That creature. Then we have Time Wipe. This one's great. 1 blue, 2 white, 2 colorless. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. War the Spark rare right there. That's very nice. We have Swords to Plowshares. This one's an iconic Masters uncommon. You can exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Wing Shards, another storm card. 2 white, 1 colorless. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature. So let's say you play your other removal spells and you have this on the stack, you can get rid of up to 3 creatures right there. 2, 3 creatures, however many. Austere Command, one of my favorites. You can choose to destroy all artifacts, destroy all enchantments, destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less, or 4 or greater. When I'm saying we have removal, folks, we have removal. Our removal is going to be tied in with our counter ability too, such as cards with Negate from Mystical Archive from Strixhaven. Counter target non-creature spell. Some of these counters have costs to them that allow the recipient of that counter to be able to pay for it, but for the most part, we have some just straight up counters here, like Arcane Denial, counter target spell. Its controller may draw the 2 cards at the beginning of their next turn's upkeep. You draw a card at the beginning of your next turn's upkeep. That's for 1 colorless and 1 blue. What does everyone here think about these sky blue sleeves? They look pretty. I mean, they're really pretty to me. I feel like they're a little bit darker than a sky blue, but that could just show how definitive they are. All right. And for those of you who don't know, I also do have a Patreon now. So if you want to support in a different way, feel free to hop on my link tree and take a look there. Definitely not necessary, though. I just appreciate everyone taking a look at the video and listening. But yeah, we have Mana Leak Foil. It's a counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. There we go. That's that cost I was mentioning. Thoughtbind. This one is 1 blue, 2 colorless, and counter target spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. So now we're just countering things for sure with certain stipulations, of course. This one's cool. Vex. Counter target spell. That spell's controller may draw a card. It's for 1 blue and 2 colorless. Not as strong as an Arcane Denial. You're not getting much out of it, and it costs more, but it's countering for sure. Then we have Oppressive Will. It's 1 blue, 2 colorless. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each card in your hand. And drawing all these cards, I don't think you'll have much of a problem there. Then we have a Lose Focus. This is really cool. It's for 1 blue and 1 colorless, but you can replicate it for every other blue you pay. And you can counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Replicate is when you cast a spell, copy it for each time that you paid its replicate cost. You may choose new targets for the copies. So, oops. That card literally flew out of my hand. This is really a flying deck, huh? Okay, and then, as you see, we have a foil counterspell, extended art, Borderless from Commander Legends, a Commander Legends collector's pack that I opened a month or 2 ago. There you go. Just counter target spell for 2 blue. Serra's Beach Party does not like interruptions. Serra does not like interruptions at Serra's Beach Party. Brinilin's got that covered. This I thought was cool to add to the party. It's not necessarily an angel, it's a fairy. It's an Azorius fairy for 1 blue, 1 white, 1 colorless. And it's a 1/1 flying and vigilance. But the cool part is it gets a +1/+1 as long as you control an artifact. And then it gets a +1/+1 as long as you control an enchantment, which both will be found in this deck. So for its cost, I thought it was worth it. On to the Angelic Army. We have Serra's Emissary showcase art from Modern Horizons 2. I think this is a value card too. I think this is worth a few bucks. It's a 7/7 flying for 3 white and 4 colorless. And when it enters the battlefield, choose a card type. You and creatures you control have protection from chosen type. Now, high casting cost you're going to find with these angels are going to go really well if you can get Brinilin out first. Brinilin is a high casting cost creature. So while you're doing your light ramp and you're drawing card effects, you're going to be able to control the board enough to get this mana out. But yes, Serra's Emissary is a great card in my opinion. And then we have a Borderless foil Righteous Valkyrie from Kaldheim. It's a 2/4 Angel Cleric, and it's flying, and whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. As long as you have 7 or more life than your starting total, creatures you control get a +2/+2. Now, in this Angelic Army, you're going to find all the gain life cards included in there. I just piled them together since the angels and gaining life just seemed in tandem there. Valkyrie Harbinger, another Kaldheim Angel Cleric. Yep. We have the Righteous Valkyrie, then we have the Valkyrie Harbinger. 4/5 flying lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 4 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. I couldn't find one with flying and vigilance, but I found one with flying. So there's our angel token. All right. Glorious Enforcer. Another angel from Modern Horizons 2. It's for 2 white and 5 colorless. It's a little bit higher than the other ones. It's flying lifelink though. 5/5 at the beginning of each combat. If you have more life than an opponent, this gains double strike. So, doesn't sound so bad now, and it's foil. This card is cool. Goes with all the life gain in the Angelic Army. We have Nykthos Paragon Showcase. It's for 2 white and 4 colorless. Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once. So if you have your angels out, very good stuff. And then we have the Soul's Attendant. It's a human cleric. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. It's a 1/1. Definitely works well. It's a cleric that's always going to be invited to the Angelic Party, to the Angelic Beach Party. Then we have Sagartas Splendor. It's an enchantment for 2 white and 2 colorless. When it enters the battlefield, note your life total. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. If your life total is greater or equal than the last noted life total for Sagartas Splendor, then note your life total. Whenever you cast a white spell, you gain 1 life. Just good stuff right there. Drawing cards and gaining life. Serra's literally saying, all drinks on me. Then we have Sanctify. This is a destroy target artifact or enchantment, and then you gain 3 life. This could have been part of the utility side, but it had to gain 3 life on there, and it's foil, so I thought it should be part of the Angelic Army portion of the deck. Then we have Entreated Angels. This is for 3 colorless and then 2x, and then you create X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying. Now this thing has a miracle cost, which I think is cool. It's a mythic from, I believe, Modern Masters. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can pay 2 white and X, and you may cast this card for its miracle cost when you draw it if it's the first card you drew this turn. So if you draw this card, you better, and you need help, or you're top decking it, playing from the top of your deck, no hand, which I doubt in this deck because you should have all the draw ability. Just saying, make some angels. That's what they're there for. Then we have Revitalize, which is you gain 3 life and draw a card. We're doing the best of both worlds here, as you see. It's 1 white and 1 colorless. Strixhaven Mystical Archive card. This should actually be with removal. I'm sorry that that's in here, but we have Vanquish the Horde. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. It's for 2 white and then 6 colorless, but as you see, it has that stipulation, destroy all creatures. Was that Odric? That looks like Odric, right? Oh my goodness, that's Odric. Odric was the last one standing. must have had indestructible. Emrya's Call. Now we have, on the side of it, we have Emrya, Scattered Skyclave, and really, it's not a good card. You have to pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped, and then it's for white. So I guess if you're desperate for that 1 difference in white, then sure. I don't know why I put it on that side, because the side that we want to play is Emrya's Call. Look at this. It's a foil mythic from Zendikar Rising. Create 2 4/4 white angel warrior creature tokens with flying. Non-angel creatures you control gain indestructible till the end of your turn. Until your next turn. Blah. And here is our angel warrior flying token 4/4. So I'll see if I can scrounge another one up. Now we have our Court of Grace. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. I've shown off our monarch token. It's already in the deck now. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. If you're the monarch, create a 4/4 angel creature token with flying instead, which I'll see if I can scramble up a couple more of those tokens for you, since we're going to be making plenty of tokens in this deck. I do have that Spear token, though, that will go with the Monarch token if you're not necessarily the Monarch. Kangi Sky Warden. Invited to the party. It's a bird wizard, 3/3, flying vigilance for 1 blue, 1 white, and 3 colorless. Whenever Kangi Sky Warden attacks, attacking creatures with flying get a +2/+0 until the end of the turn, and whenever it blocks, blocking creatures with flying get a +0/+2 until the end of the turn. So excellent out. It's excellent to have on the battlefield since we have so much flying going on here. Starnheim Unleashed, another mythic from Kaldheim, foil. You can create a 4/4 white angel warrior creature token with flying and vigilance. If this spell was foretold, create X of those, and it has foretell X, 1 white. Otherwise, it's just 2 white and 2 colorless. You want to play this for the foretell cost for sure. This card was flavor. I was gonna save this for an elf deck that I was building, but it has no place in it, and this is a 3 casting cost artifact, Braidwood Cup, and you just tap it to gain a life. It's an uncommon from I believe Urza's Saga, I'm not sure. But it looks really cool. I love the art. They just look so happy, and it looks like a beach party. It looks like they're having a party, right? So if you guys don't know, I love doing the flavor, and this was the flavor. So of course you can take this out and toss it if you want, but come on, this is Serra's beach party. This is the vibes right here. You know, they had to get lit. All right, we're gonna go over the lands. We have Terramorphic Expanse, so that we can go ahead and fetch either our island or plains. We have our Evolving Wilds to do the exact same way. This is cool. Radiant Serra Angel will be sipping tea from the Radiant Fountain, which when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life, and you can tap this for a colorless. We have our Razor Tide Bridge, which is an indestructible artifact land for Azorius. Enters the battlefield tapped. Gates of Istfel. We're going to slow down on this one. It enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it for a white, but if you tap 2 colorless, 1 white and 2 blue, you can sacrifice the Gates of Istfel. Gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Azorius Guildgate. Comes in the battlefield tapped. It's just a gate. It's for 1 white or 1 blue. And then we have our Tranquil Cove, where the beach party's taking place. Doesn't that end beautifully right there? They're literally taking place. If you can see right there in the picture, that's Brinilin. I'm just kidding. I made that up. There's nothing in the picture. It's just a beach. But that's where they're taking place. That's where Radiant, Serra, Archangel, and Brinilin, the Moon Kraken, are having Serra's beach party. So now it's time to go ahead and announce the winner of our next deck here. So, the winner of our last deck, which is our Ren and Stimpy themed deck there. I was really careful. I was trying to be careful about the naming, but that's really what it is. Cat and Mouse House of Pain, Ren and Stimpy. The winner of that deck is Classy Clandor. Congratulations. Please feel free to reach me via email through my link tree on the About Me on my channel. And then if you want to go ahead and receive the package, go ahead and just reach out and provide an address, and we'll get it out to you. Otherwise, if not, you are welcome to decline, and I'll choose another winner in another video. So again, thank you everyone so much for watching. Again, feel free if you want to participate in this giveaway. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It is always appreciated if you can share the video into whatever social medias you have. Otherwise, it's definitely not necessary. It's just greatly appreciated. And I wanted to show off something real quick that I like supporting our local businesses. So this is a little sidetrack to the video. Check this out, right? I was on the marketplace online looking for Magic the Gathering related stuff, and actually found someone who custom makes these items here. they have a website. I'm going to be gathering more information and seeing if I can go ahead and promote it. But otherwise, if you are interested in this, I can go ahead and send the referral over directly. This person makes pretty cool stuff. They make, like, here's a coaster I made. This is a coaster they threw in for TapMana. Pretty other cool stuff here, but I'm going to show off the way I put the decks together now are through the help of these really cool land stations, right? Isn't that awesome? Anyways, I will be collecting that information from the creator of these items, the seller of these items, so that I can go ahead and put it on the page or make a separate video altogether to promote it. But otherwise, I hope everyone had a great time watching this video and listening. Again, congratulations, Classy Clandor. For anyone who wants to be a part of this giveaway, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. For those who want to support in a different way, feel free to join Patreon. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and see everyone next time. You know what? I forgot I didn't set a date for our next ASMR giveaway, or the next ASMR video. So it's been every 2 weeks. So we're going to say 14 days from now, and I'll leave the exact date in the comments below or in the description. But anyways, thanks for everyone for dealing with me on this video. I know there's a lot of cuts, but you guys are all greatly appreciated. Anyways, happy holidays. Peace. I end my turn. I pass. Bye.